Well, these spear guys are not very effectual.
They're very...
Like, at all.
They're pretty well defended. Just because... I mean, don't forget, they die, but I'm literally smacking them, like, every nanosecond. I hear things attacking. Oh, that actually might be... Yeah, this thing's going from far away.
It's probably something beyond the spike things.
Yeah. Which, man, those things got range. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna need Will to get the rest of this.
Did we find the secret mummy hole?
Not yet. I think it might actually be in that room.
Damn, this is kind of a long trip back.
Well, they put a go back point relatively quickly in, so it's not too terrible. Just so not on fire enough.
Yeah. Once you go to a flaming monster, you can't really go back to Will.
Once you go Shadow, you never go back.
Yeah, you never go back, go.
I mean, there is a small chance that maybe Shadow can't go into that hole. I'll just double check
could
as
be.
well. Yeah, I don't think they exactly make mummy holes for giant fire demon. Okay, so,
Oh, damn.
yeah, it's...
Oh, what?
It's
It's
not...
half a blueberry. Come on.
They cut down on the Indiana Jones trap department, apparently.
Just gets impaled in several different locations. Oh, you took like a little sliver of my health.
Oh, you foiled me. Alright, we'll have fun. Oh, and the mummies themselves are the only part of the body that actually counts for, like, the death. So, yeah, you get all that in the middle of it. Have fun, Will. Oh, I remember I mentioned how in the guide you can actually look and see which character it was so you know who you had to be. Well,
Right.
in that one I couldn't tell it was Will because the sprite involved them getting hit.
So it was just like a flashing lump.
Yep. It was just a red dot.
Cut that one a little close.
Fuck it, I can just run for it.
Wait, you can actually spin dash through them?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think I left 2 of them alive. Oh, don't tell me they did something like put 2 invisible eagle heads in the middle of that whole thing. Sure did.
There's something there you missed.
I was stuck in a loop for a second there. So I think that's 3 of the jewels so far. Shocked there haven't been any that have required me to go to Freeden yet.
Don't you just like go free end for the boss now?
Pretty much. Because the Dark Friar is really good against the boss of this dungeon. Get a little bit of health. Alright, time to go into the boner room.
So, if we had not been making sure we get every upgrade from the other dungeons, would this be, like, impossibly hard?
Significantly harder, yep. Especially in terms of health and defense, because I think... I forget exactly how they make defense work in this game, but essentially, even with Shadow, you'd be taking so much damage. You'd be fucked. Like, I remember the first time I played through this, I didn't really focus on getting any of the upgrades except for health. And even with a fair amount of health, I still got fucking rocked. Particularly on the bosses.
Yeah, the bosses in this game seem to be... I mean, they're not weak.
They did a pretty good job with boss design in this one, and I think that was something that in Soul Blazer people complained about, that there weren't that many bosses and that people weren't like crazy about them. In this one, they were like, well, we're gonna make some really good. Like the first boss in the Incan Temple is one of the coolest looking bosses I think I've seen ever. The guy with just the giant hands and the flame demon. They're big on flame demons in this game. That was a little annoying because you have to go all the way back to the start of it to get that red jewel. But hey, only 2 left in the entire game.
I can't wait to see this secret dungeon.
It's cool. It took me about 3 playthroughs of this game, even with the guide, before I got all of them. Because I just let 1 or 2 slip in the early game and just like, well, fuck it.
Well, especially the one at the very beginning where it's like there's a chance for it to be in a pot, or there's like a chance for the guy to be at the pier.
Actually, I think the
and
most...
you're supposed to just know what that means.
The most annoying one, I think, is the one in Frisia, where you have to like hop over a balcony. That every other instance of that balcony is, like nothing. And that like one instance of it has you can hop over it. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Gotta drop down all this way. The one at the beginning of the game is a pain in the ass, but at least, you know, you know where it is. You, like, it's no way in hell you're gonna get it on your own, but, you know, it's not that bad.
I mean, we spent about probably 5-10 minutes on that one.
Yeah. I mean,
just going back and forth.
You're talking to the person who spent, you know, how many hours getting Swords of Kings in every Earthbound run.
Well, yeah. Sword of Kings, that's like legendary, you know?
Yeah.
Legendary for like being, it was in like one of the final areas from an enemy that's rare already, and it's a rare drop.
It's in an area, you know, the enemy only spawns in 2 rooms in the entire game, and they're both end game. And once you beat the boss of it, you know, that's it. You're not. You're not.
Wasn't
getting
it like
another chance.
Magicant?
No, it was in the Stonehenge base. The Starman Super in the Magicant base.
Right. Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass to get, but there were ways to kind of cheese it, actually.
I thought, yeah, there was like some kind of way to manipulate, like, apparently only one enemy can drop something.
Actually, that is true, and it works against you in that regard.
Like, I think it's the game, when you first encounter an enemy, it sets the drop tables, and it's like, okay, this enemy can drop this. And it, I think it only does that once for one of the enemies that shows up.
It sets it based on who you touch in battle to instigate the battle. So if you touch the Starman Super Sprite, it's putting you at a 1 in 28 chance to get the Sword of Kings. If you touch the nuclear reactor bot, it sets it to be 1 in 20 to get a magic Psy Caramel. So that means if you, like, basically, you do not want to fight Starman Supers that join in a battle.
No, because I think those don't even have a chance.
They don't. The only way you can... There is a way you can do it. It's if you use the spy command on an enemy. That completely resets the drop table. So even if the nuclear bot was the one that started the fight, and it should be a 1 in 20 shot at a Psy Caramel, if you touch it as if you spy on the Starman Super, it'll reset it and now become a 1 in 128 for the...
Which, by the way, 1 in 128 is still really poor odds.
Yeah. The quickest amount of time it's ever taken me to get it was oh Christ, 18 was the shortest amount of time it took me to get it, and the longest
18 hours?
No, 18 fights.
Oh. Okay.
The longest I don't even want to say that it's taken me to the longest it's taken me to get it was 240 fights. Oh, by the way, you can. This is the one we can go in. You can tell because the bottom of it's a little blue. So that 240 was the longest it's taken me to get it to drop. The longest I've ever tried to get it was the last time I played it on my cart. I did it for about 300 attempts.
Jesus.
And I attribute that to, I'm pretty sure the cart broke. Like, just from old age.
Can it break like that?
Possibly.
I think you just had really bad luck.
I don't know. At a certain point, it stops feeling like a coincidence.
Yeah, it starts feeling like something's wrong. Yeah.
By the way, remember in the Sky Garden we fought that beast with the, Russian stone head and bird wings?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it on the temple wall.
No, he's got a little hat on.
He had a hat on when we fought him. Oh, that's the bastard. And there we go, the final health upgrade of the game. We're now at maximum health.
So is that the final upgrade, though?
No, there's one in the next room. And I think... Let's see. I think there's one more to strength that we get.
So, by the end, when you were in the area where you can get the Sword of Kings, I mean, is it worth it at that point? Or is this just a thing where it's like bragging rights?
I think it's more worth it than the other 1 in 128 weapon drops. Because you
Does
can...
like every character have one?
Every character has a 1 in 128 final weapon drop. Ness has the Gutsy Bat.
Yeah, I remember getting that, and I hated it because I could never hit anything with it.
No, that's the KC Bat. The KC Bat is you get from Master Barf in Deep Darkness.
I remember he had one bat that had like really good stats, but apparently it had like a really low hit rate.
That's the KC Bat. The KC Bat had a 75% chance of missing.
It doesn't actually tell you that though, right?
It'll say misses often.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see.
I remember just auto-equipping it and just being like, wait, what the fuck? This thing sucks.
Actually, that is a thing you can use.
That's the final... Yeah, that's the final hieroglyph. We're here.
Yeah, I feel like I missed a red jewel, though. I mean, one problem is if I go out to check and see if I got everything, it's going to reset all the enemies in here.
Just all the ones that you haven't killed yet?
No, all of them. So right now, everything in the temple is dead. You know what? I know what I can do. Just do a very quick. No. That's yeah, that determination of you win. It's not anything, but it takes your Okay, so we're probably gonna be picking it back up at this point. So this one is a pain in the ass to get. We pretty much just ran through the pyramid again about 2 more times trying to find out where the fuck this red jewel is. Apparently you need to go to the very beginning of the level in like this room, which you wouldn't think that there's one here because you don't see any treasure chests. You have to sink on the right side, right near the exit. Drop down to this room right here. No treasure chest, but there's a red jewel right there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
It's just invisible. There's no way to tell.
Just an invisible red jewel. No treasure chest.
There's not even like a little sprite there to show you that something's different.
And all the guy tells you, by the way, for how to do that is explore the pyramid carefully to find this jewel.
Fuck you.
Like, they've been so good about not being a dick with your red jewels, and then
Oh, try searching harder.
The last one in a normal temple. The very last one's actually very fucking easy to get. It's the easiest one in the game. You literally cannot miss it. But in any case, let's get this, Ooh. It says to walk to the left. If you keep tapping right, you can actually take it to the, you can actually try and leave until you hit the invisible wall. So, finally we meet, Chicken Man.
Guy looks like Rock Hawk.
He kinda does. But he knows about the fucking comet. Like, what? So yeah, basically the king's a piece of shit. So we're also standing directly in the middle of everything, but okay, let's get out of the way. Kara, you might want to watch your back.
Nah, she's about to get toasted.
So the Jackal actually has the most detailed sprite in the entire game, mostly because of this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's still smiling though. He's got a big grin on his face. Come here.
It's okay. I turned into a flame monster too, but I was fine. You kind of moonwalked over a tile there.
She got a little cold. Why does everything you touch end up dying in a fire?
You literally walked back onto fire. The melody you played became the Jackal's dirge. Alright, now just kind of...
Now put the sunglasses on.
Yeah, it's time.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he's like every other sprite in the game has, you know, like just a up, down, left, right walk cycle. He's got like 30 pages. He's got like 30 different sprites of just every version of him, like in every different form of fire. I don't know why the jackal got like the most detailed sprite of literally any.
Yeah, especially since he's a guy that was in the game for all of like 10 minutes.
They wanted. It felt like they wanted so badly to make him a bigger part of the game, and we're just like, well, let's get him in. Like in the last, like let's make him seem like he's the final convert. You don't even fight him. With our glasses on.
Right, he's like a puzzle enemy.
With our glasses on, let's go actually fight the actual final boss of this. Which is the Mummy Queen.
Oh, you got teleporters.
Yep. And we can Earthquake, though it doesn't really do anything. There's almost no way to not get hit by these guys.
Can't you, like, knock them away?
Nope, not these versions. The Mummy Queen's a little annoying of a boss fight, just because she's got two forms, and this is the majority of it. Alright, so now that's her true form. And from here, she'll do one of two things. She'll either, for when we're not attacking her, she'll drop boulders on us. And we're actually getting kind of unlucky, because she'll either do that attack again, where they split into, like, all these pieces, or they'll do one where they'll get a lot closer to each other. But now we can see her, like, reptilian form. And now she looks even worse. Alright, this is the form we want. Because I can actually continue attacking it.
Don't forget to eat your herbs.
I want to see if I can avoid it, but yeah, I got enough. And get them shades back on. Oh, okay. So now I think I actually have to attack the final one, but the rest of them are all invisible.
Oh, is it like pick the one that's the right one?
You have to hit the right one to get her to transform. That's gonna be a close one. Sometimes you can get just like really lucky and just like catch her. Ah. Snagged me at the last second.
You gotta eat your herbs.
No, I actually do need them more for the final series of fights than I do this. If I die here, I can just run back up. If I die during
Starts the whole thing over.
Yeah. If I die during the final section, I have to fight many bosses again. Yeah, the Mummy Queen's a pain in the ass. Ah, yeah, come on. Ooh, I actually got her with the earthquake. I mean, the nice thing about earthquake is it extends my iframes pretty heavily. So, like, the most annoying part of this entire fight, by far, is just the beginning portion where there is no way for me to avoid almost getting hit by these stupid...
And also, it's a thing where it's like, oh, you hit them once, and then they spend like 15 seconds in an invincible... Yeah.
And that's the grand majority of the fight.
Just running around back and forth, up and down.
But I can at least try if I'm hopping down. I can just use Earthquake to give me like a longer period of invulnerability and maybe try and slip by him, like there. Yeah, come on. Yep, and unfortunately she can do that part again, even in the final section of the fight. Ah, fuck. Alright, she's almost dead. And it sucks, 'cause I literally had her down to a single hit left.
I hate that. Doing better this time, though.
Yeah, haven't had to herb yet. There she goes. And upon her death, she drops that stupid statue.